Yes, we are here at the East Coast Black Age of Comic Book Convention here in the heart of Philadelphia at Temple University. And we are here with the gentleman who put this all together. Would you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about ECBOC?
My name is Yumy Odom. I'm the founder and president of ECBOC, the East Coast Black Age of Comics Convention, as in comic books, founded in 2002. This is the nation's first full-service comic book convention. So we do comic book conventions and many kinds year-round. We do workshops, we do trainings. At this convention today, we have panels, we have workshops, we have Africaz or cosplay contests, and about 45 vendors this time. And it runs from 11 a.m. up until 7 p.m. So we have a few hours left for the convention.
Okay, so I'm well aware that nobody has asked San Diego Comic Con or New York Comic Con why they've been, for lack of a better term, all white or predominantly white. But why did you feel the need to start a comic book convention with a focus on people of color?
The reason for ECBOC was not as a reaction to other folks not having us there. But what I did see before I went to my first comic convention, which was my own convention, I was looking just to bring together people who were doing this work. So I saw people online when I was doing my master's thesis. We had the first thesis dealing with independent black comics. And so many of them were in Philadelphia, so I did my thesis on that on purpose. And then after that was over, it took me a decade to link together all the folks who were doing this work. So that was 1992, 93. So by 2002, we had our first ECBOC convention right here in Philadelphia. But it really came out of my interest in seeing people linked who were doing the same kind of work.
And what have been some of the highlights over the years for the East Coast Black Age of Comic Book Convention?
Regarding highlights, so many, but the one that always comes to me is having Nichelle Nichols as our guest in 2008, which you were there actually, and we interviewed her, and that was the year that we did Black Women in Comic Books. And from that, we had Ashley Woods, who did our superhero contest, cosplay contest, but it was for my character that was on the cover of the convention flyer. And Ashley Woods has literally blossomed since then. We've had a whole bunch of people who are students of ours who are now vendors at our convention.
How has ECBOC grown over the years?
How has ECBOC grown? I always say we're a comic book convention with a mission, and that part of that mission was to share this way of doing conventions. And we've sparked about 45 conventions since. ECBOC's growth is not so much in what happens physically here, what happens throughout the year. We have people who've been in our workshops, our classes, who are now comic book creators, who are comic book vendors, and not just with us, just around the country. The folks who started here are still doing that kind of work that we started.
I ran into William Foster earlier, and we were talking about the fact that people come year after year and it has the feel of a family reunion. To what would you credit the fact that people come back and look for people who've become friends through their relationship with ECBOC?
The reason ECBOC feels like it's family is because we actually are. This is about making money too, but our main goal is to link people who are doing similar kinds of work, and it's not just about making money, although we do need the money, because these are professionals. They should make money off of their products. But our main goal for us as the board and the chair and the founder is not just about making money. It's about this, having people who come and want to come back to a convention to see people who are like their family. They stay connected year-round. We've also had at least 8 or 9 sets of people who have collaborated since 2002 on their own projects. And this is 23 years later. This is our 23rd annual convention.
We all know that a lot of comic book collectors and readers are on the north side of 21, 25, and 30, but comic books were originally made for children. And can you talk about the importance specifically of Ekbok to children and the next generation of creators?
Yeah. Well, for Ekbok, this is actually a literacy and arts convention. So we started out with a focus on how to use comic books to help people increase their reading skills. And I always share about how I got into reading comic books. I was probably 11 years old, got my first comic books, but they also help with my reading, they help with my writing. And so I saw that as a way to use what I was doing back in 1986 with Kindred Comics in the classroom, how to use comic books to improve the reading skills of young people. And that's part of our mission at Ekbok.
So if you missed Ekbok this year, 2024, I'm sorry, you just have to live off of our highlights. But what would you want to say to people about Ekbok 2025? What message would you give to people who haven't come and experienced this yet? And how can they get in contact with you? Let's say I'm an artist sitting at home and I'd like to be a part of Ekbok next year.
Regarding contact, you can call me directly. My number is public, 908-334-1793. Or you can go to our website, www.ekbok.com, ECBACC.com. And the convention is always, at least so far, is the third week in May. So this time it fell on May 18th, today. Yep. Thank you.
Anything you want to say before I let you go?
Join us, but visit our website and also our social media pages. Look up Ekbok. We have about 17 social media pages. We're also on Instagram and I think TikTok somewhere. I'm not on it, but our board is on it.
Thank you so much.